It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Cody has a question for you. Why do you guys recommend saving 25% of your income, no matter if you invest in a traditional or a Roth 401k, even though you are technically saving more with Roth? So should the percentage, why do you say blanket, hey, 25% should be invested?
See, this is a flawed mathematical argument, right? So people say, oh, well, $1 in Roth. So where he's going with this is, hey, if you put $1 in Roth, you're saving more because you don't pay tax on that later. Well, I'd say, no, $1 in pre-tax is more because I get tax savings. I get $1 plus. And so if you kind of get caught in those semantics of, oh, well, $1 pre-tax is not the same as $1 post-tax, here's a bad little mathematical equation that Charles or Vinyl, I'm sure, are going to let you know about very, very quickly. If your tax rates are the same, it works out the same, right? If your tax rates are the same, money in, money out, and it's a flat tax rate, it's going to be the same scenario both ways. That's the way the math works. When you're making pre-tax versus after-tax decisions, you're making a tax arbitrage decision. Do I think my tax rate now will be different than it will be in the future? If your answer to that is yes, whether it's higher or lower, that's going to dictate whether you should be doing pre-tax or Roth. The reason that we say 25% is because most people don't think in those terms. When I tell someone, when 401k, we manage a number of 401k plans for a lot of big entities, right? And sometimes participants will call us and say, hey, I'm trying to make this decision. How do I decide pre-tax or Roth? They never say to me, hey, I'm thinking about saving $10 in my Roth or $12.50 in my pre-tax, right? Like they just don't say that. People don't think in those terms. So the reason we say 25% is that if you just think about it logistically, if you make 100% of your income and you're charitably inclined, so some of that gets given, right? We talk about generosity kind of goes all the way through. And then you pay taxes. That's not optional. You got to do that one. And then you save 25%. What's left, what you're spending is going to be a pretty easy to replace income in the future. Well, that's the reason why we save is we're looking for income replacement in the future. Well, we've mathematically played this out that 25%, if you can start that early, is going to set you up for tons of options when you're in your 40s, bless you, when you're in your 40s, when you're in your 50s, and so on and so forth. So we don't get caught up in we'll save this much more Roth or this much more pre-tax. What we care about is the behavior. We care about you doing the 25%. Now, if you're a nerd, and Cody, it's totally cool if you are, and you want to do the math about what's the equivalent Roth savings versus pre-tax savings at my tax rate, great, do it. Put your money, that's why we talk about for folks who have marginal rates above 30%, right? Federal rate, state rate above 30%. We saw that, yeah, dude, max out your 401k, put the full $20,500 in there, and then with the tax savings that you garner on that, put that in the taxable account or let that go towards your backdoor Roth. Yeah, you're going to save more that way, but it's more about behavior than it is about mathematics, and that's what we're trying to really hone into.